So man, look, I got someone else that's nice on the mic. You know, her name is Shorty Rock. I'm gonna bring her up. Shorty, 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 swing my way. So look good. Hey, I'm not a singer, but that was my song. But I'm gonna bring up my girl Shorty Rock. Shorty Rock.
Hearty
Hey,
call.
what's going on, Shorty Rock?
Not much. How you doing?
Hey, we just chilling. It's a good vibe today. It's a Friday. How was your week?
That's a good.
Look, hey, it's a blessing. I made it. Look, this week went by pretty quick. I'm not gonna hold you. Like it was Monday. Now I wake up. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Look, then we gotta do it all over again next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's how life works, man. But Shorty, tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do.
I am Shorty Rock. I am a poet. And what was the other question?
Where you from, where you at, and what you do.
I am from California. I am in North Carolina. And once again, I am a poet.
Okay, okay. So tell us how you go from California to North Carolina. That is a distance.
Um, well, for all that, I can just give you my intro piece, which I have actually finished.
Okay, okay. Oh, you got an intro piece?
Yes, I was
Oh, okay.
challenged to
Well, pardon me. Pardon
I
me.
was
Hey,
challenged to do an intro piece. So she's brand new.
okay. Well, let me go ahead and give you the flow and let you go ahead and rock out. Shorty rock. You know what she do.
This is I bring me. What's good, Shorty? How are you? I hope you can rock with me because I can and will instigate chaos just by whispering syllabic nouns and conjunctive verbs. The Creator birthed me under the stars to have 10 planets in alignment with me, giving me a divine connection, signifying duality, choices, and echoing pathways between the earthly and spiritual realms. Born with the smell of the ocean ingrained in my bones, naturally a baby girl. Purple sunsets, grandparents, and so much family. Hiding was impossible. Love in abundance, raised where we make and the world takes. The boogie down is a playground, and the scoop kill isn't all brotherly love. Based now in the South, but apparently I speak a different language and drive totally too aggressive. Stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Your word is your bond, so it shall be written, so it shall be done. Don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash, because someone else is the bank and they will happily bounce your ass to next week. Yes, I'm daddy's little girl and a tomboy, so don't get mad. I'm capable of anything, only 'cause he said so. 5'2", fun size, yet bigger than the giants. I love to drive, so get in. Buckle up, keep your hands where I can see them at all times. This will be a bumpy ride. I become Geppetto, manipulating words like a marionette, delving and diving, and make believe becomes reality. I will exist in your brain. Sapio, siren, herald, let me serenade you into eroticism like the four strokes of an engine. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Lubrication is always required to firmly depress on the pedal until hard. Hold until I say release. Proceed with caution, slippery when wet. Don't fall in love with the perfume. It won't last forever. Falling in love is a ghost story. Not everyone sees ghosts. Please understand, she may not have been the first to say it, but she sure as hell said it the best. I am an artist, and I am so sensitive about my shit. I'm Shorty Rock. Place.
Shorty, your energy, your passion. Hey, you every time I hear you, you're getting better and better. And that's one thing I tell people about performance. The believability. That's one of the categories that we're gonna be judged by is believability. Pardon me, but because I have to feel your poem, I gotta actually believe that you're saying what you're saying and you feel what you're saying. I didn't heard a lot of poetry that I'd be like, I don't. There's no feeling behind it. I can't believe that it's true. You're talking about pain, but you're up here smiling and like I need you to. I needed to translate. I need to feel your pain through your poetry. And when you spit your poetry, you go through different emotions. You
Mhm.
mad, angry, laughing, and you take people on a journey. Like I told people before, Shorty Rock, you paint movies. You don't paint pictures. You paint movies.
Thank you.
So you say that's a newbie. Let's get into that one.
That, that's she brand
What?
new.
So what what was
That's
your
brand new.
process? What was your process in that brand new piece?
Um, like I said, I was told to do an intro.
Mm,
How would I? And to me, an intro is how would I describe me in a nutshell. Um, so how did from birth to now, a journey in so little words.
mm.
So to me, that was me in a nutshell.
So which one? So do your new pieces become your favorite ones, or do you still have your favorite ones? Or because I mean, every time I write, it's kind of I fall in love with whatever I just write, whatever
I'm
I just wrote.
I'm selfish. I love them all.
Look, but you look, I'm not gonna hold you. Some like I could have wrote that a little bit better, and stuff like that. Do you have any poems that you feel like I need to take some time on this and revisit this one, make it a little bit better?
Um, I do that when I edit them.
Okay.
When I upload them to the computer, I edit them then. Um, so when I reread them, I I give them maturity then.
So
So
how long does it take for you to edit a poem until it's finished?
I can until I perform it. Once I
Okay.
perform it, it's solidified.
Okay. 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 So, but I mean, even like with me, when I perform a poem, sometimes I say it differently, almost every single different time. Like it's something that, like I may speed it up some parts, and some parts I might slow down, or some words I might give really emphasis on some words that I didn't do the last poem. Like, is you very consistent in your poetry when you spit your poetry?
Um, I try to be because it helps with the memorization.
Mm.
Um, so unless I mess up, that's the only time that I will fix it like that. When I'll put the words back where they belong, so that way I don't miss a line.
Okay, so what is your process of memorizing a poem?
Repetition,
Mm. Okay.
insane repetition. Type it, write it, repeat it.
So how many times you got to repeat a poem until you finally memorize it?
Mm, I don't know. I don't really count.
Look, look, I know I probably say mine about 100 times. And and what helps me too, also I record my poetry. Then when I'm at work, working, I have my earbuds in. I just pop it in and play my poetry, and it and constantly play in my head until I memorize it. So it's just like you memorize music. You know how sometimes like you will remember a song that you would even trying to remember.
Oh yeah, that doesn't work. Um, so everybody else loves the sound of my voice except me.
Mm. Let's talk
Uh,
about
to,
that. Why is that?
to me, my voice sounds like a different person completely. So I don't like the sound of my own voice to me. I don't recognize it. So I don't. I can't listen to a recording of my own voice because I'm like, who is that?
Hmm. Look, look,
So,
look.
so to me, it throws me off. Where I'm like,
So,
I don't recognize my voice. So yeah,
so look. Let's talk about it. The first time you recorded a poem and you heard it, what was your thoughts?
the first time I actually heard myself singing, it threw me off. I have not heard to hear myself recorded was on TikTok, and I was editing a video, and it threw me off because I was like,
Mm,
wait, who is that? I was like, that's my voice. Ah,
mm.
I was like, I sound weird. So I had to just listen. I have to I tune it out, so I'm literally listening to the words to make sure. Like I don't listen to it. I just listen for the articulation to make sure I'm speaking it correctly. So I when I go back and put the caption on, I'm looking for to make sure my articulation is correct so that the words are correct in the caption. That's it. I'm not
Mm,
actually listening to me. I'm watching I'm looking at to make sure the caption is correct. Like I don't
mm.
actually listen for me anymore. So that's
Okay.
how I want to tune me out. But I don't hear me anymore.
But see, you know what? With me, I like listening to game tapes because every time I record myself doing a poem, I'm like, okay, I could have said that a little bit better, and I kind of really critique myself like to the 10th power. So
Oh,
but
yeah. And
so it's
I critique myself during. And like if I was to even if I was to do say like an audio recording to you, like say through a text or something, if I
Mhm.
mess up, I will delete it and you couldn't have me if I couldn't delete what I sent to you, you would have probably about 100.
Look,
You would be like, child, if you don't stop sending me these damn things, you'd be like, stop sending me these until you get it
look,
right.
look.
Because that's how technical I am. For every glitch, every stumble, every stutter, I would start over. Every one.
So look, have you ever had a poem that you memorized, like you know you got this down pat, but you went to go perform it and you just lost the words of the poem? Had that ever happened to you?
Yeah, or I mixed up the words, or I felt like I lost a line, or complete brain spasm, and it was like, what was the next line? Which poem am I doing? Why does that not sound right? Is no who checked out today? What is going on? Yeah, I've had all of those. I've had all of those. That's why I keep my words printed out. I don't trust myself sometimes because I'm like, you know what? Any thought could pass through my head, and I could just pull words from anywhere. And that's why I don't trust myself to freestyle because I have no idea where I can pull words from.
Mhm.
Um, it's just I don't have enough training to trust myself on where I can snatch words from.
Look,
I've read too many books in my life. I've read subconsciously I can pull words from anywhere. So I'm no.
look, I done had that happen to me a couple times where I'm on stage and I lost the words, so I had to freestyle my way to the end of my poem. And I'm like, everybody was like, you did good. I'm like, I messed up. They're like, I couldn't even tell that you messed up. I'm like, yeah, I messed up big time. But look, I try to be professional as possible. So it happened to me like a handful of times where I'm like, I messed up. But so okay, just say you on stage and you having a poem and you just had a blank cluster. How do you handle that on stage?
Who said what? What happened? While we stalling here, hey, Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Can you hear me?
Oh, happy days. Oh, days. Oh, happy days. Oh, happy days. Huh? What happened?
Can you hear me? Can you hear
What,
me?
what happened?
Can you hear me?
I don't know. Oh,
So what do
I lost my
you
earring.
so do you have any like made rebuttals when that happened?
I'm still on ecstasy level one. My brain. You told me to go foggy brain. What happened?
Sure that can you hear me? One, two, one,
Yes,
two.
yes.
Oh, okay, okay,
So
okay,
you
okay.
can't tell me to resort to foggy brain. My brain went foggy.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I was on planning to escape. What happened now? Where am I at?
So I was asking you. So look, I have another question. So let's talk
Yeah,
about the league.
yeah, okay.
Have you ever experienced being in a league like this?
No, well,
So
I'm saying like sports wise maybe, or like in high school, or like with the military maybe, but not for poetry. Never for poetry. Like not to this. Like choir maybe, um other activities, but nothing like this. Not for poetry.
and and it's kind of this is a one of a kind, ain't never been done, and it's one poem versus another person poem. And the way that we have it set up, like I told True Poet, like you have to submit your poems in before your match. So you can't rebuttal or you can't just switch up your poems at the last minute. The poem that you submit is the poem that you got to do.
Yeah, I'm saying that's awesome. What will you be given a category and then you just submit a poem to it?
No, no, there's no categories. You just submit a poem.
I bet.
So, and I feel like the difficulty level it will be 10 times harder because you can't just rebut off if you go second, like, oh, I got a poem that can beat that one. No, you got to do the one that you submitted.
So basically, go big or go home.
Go big or go home.
I
Because
got
you look, because you never know what a next poet is coming up with. Because you might do your research and be like, okay, this poet been losing the last 3 matches, so I don't
you.
think he really got it. So I ain't gonna go that hard on him. And what
Mhm.
happened if that poet just came up with a fire poem
It's
versus
okay.
yours, and you
Why?
be like, oh man, I should have came a little bit harder.
I don't
Pause if
know.
necessary. Pause. Look,
Listen, I
that's
understand the
pause.
art of war. Listen, I understand the art of war, but at the same time, to me, I want to learn from every poet. I don't.
Mm,
It's not. I understand it's a competition, but at the same time, I want to learn from everybody. I want to be able to grow with everybody. I'm not here to take people down. Like I gotta belittle and besmirch someone's name.
mm,
So it's not that type of competition for me.
right.
So I don't need to research people.
Okay.
Not that type of person. So I'll let my poetry speak for me the way I
Well, I
need
mean,
it to.
when I say research,
Oh
just
no
see
no!
what type
I'm
of
saying,
poems
I
they
see,
do.
but no, but I'm saying that's to me that's the difference between. It's just my personal opinion. Like
Okay.
people poets who are poets, and then there's people who are slam poets, who are battle
Mhm.
poets. They have a different tactic to their art and to
Mhm.
their strategies. I'm not there. Not I've never been into their caliber, to their expertise. I don't even attempt to be on their caliber
Mhm.
at all. So I don't know their strategies, and I don't want to play in their playground. Um,
Hmm.
so
Okay. What?
I'm gonna stick to my playground where I play at, and but from what I've heard of some strategies, um, it don't fit right with me, and
Mm,
it don't make my soul feel good. So I
okay.
refuse to go there, and I think
Okay.
it's not my character. That's
Okay.
where I sit at.
Okay. So look, what was your thoughts when you first heard about Poetry Life League and everything that there's going to be a part of it? What was your initial thoughts on it?
Moths to a flame,
Mm,
like um, how how do you find the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow?
mm,
This is actually Never Never Land. It's a place that is somewhere for poets, a safe space that we can all commune and share like minds, like energy, thoughts, and wavelengths, and make something so beautiful. It's like a symphony.
mm, put together masterfully. I
Yes,
like
so
that.
so that's what I'm saying.
So what's your thoughts on the judging system? Like, I know like usually poor slams, they have a scale from 1 to 10. With you having to impress four different judges and five different categories, what do you think the level of difficulties of that is?
It makes me know. Never mind. I'm first time for everything. Let's go.
Mm. I like that. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, okay. Cause like I said, like one category can knock your score down. Even though you might have the better poem, but one category can knock you down. How do
Yeah,
you feel about that?
go big or go home, right?
Mm, go big or go home. Slippers count, right?
I'm just saying, either go big or go home, right? So I don't know what you mean. I don't know
Mm,
what halfway means.
mm,
So, do you have something in front of you? Something you can pick up?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you have in front of you?
My phone.
Okay, so can you pick up your phone for me?
All right, I got it.
All right, put it back down for me. Can you
Okay.
pick it up one more time? And can you put it down? So you didn't try to do anything, you did it.
Mm,
That's the difference. I'm not going to
mm,
try anything, I'm just going to do it.
You just gotta do it.
Exactly.
You just gotta do it.
So why do I need to try anything? I'm going to do it.
Look, I like how you use me as a prop, though. I like that.
I'm
That was a good
sorry.
strategy. I like that, though. Look, that was fire. That was fire. That was a good analogy. I like that. That's fire. So,
Yes, sir.
so this like I changed it up a little bit. We having 24 poets, and we
Yes.
go
Okay.
every poet they're gonna go against each other once instead of twice. So
Okay.
y'all going so it's gonna be a shorter matches I'll have to do. At first it was like 38 matches or 39
Hmm.
matches, but now we gonna chop it down to 23. So how do you feel about that workload being lesser?
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Um, just tell me where to be.
Mhm. You ready to suit up and get it going, huh? So look, I'll say so you had a pre-match, right?
Yes, sir.
We had a pre-match. You had a pre-match against OB Knowledge. How did you feel about that pre-match? Because the consensus ruled that you had won that match.
Cool beans. Thank you.
So how did that feel? Like you was the first person to do the first pre-match. And and that's gonna go down in history that Shorty Rock and OB Knowledge was the first pre-match of Poetry Life League.
That's pretty awesome. That
Look
puts.
and look
I'm sorry. I'm smiling. I'm sorry.
look, you was the first poet. Y'all was the first poet to run through this little pre-match to see what it's gonna be like. Y'all are the first two poets that had a match on Poetry Life League.
Hmm.
Look, that's like making the first shot of an NBA league. When the NBA just started, that person who made that first shot is always going to be remembered.
Very nice.
So Shorty Rock, thank you for solidifying your legacy in Poetry Life League. You will
Thank
always be
you.
remembered as the first poet
It's so
to had a
awesome.
match on here. So shout out to you though. But what is your goals for the Poetry Life League?
Um, become a published poet. Um, be doing shows, open mics. Um, to be doing audiobooks. Um,
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
yeah, I want
Look, and this is a chance to get all poets to a higher platform,
I
a
want to go
higher
further.
ground.
Yes, I want to go
You
further.
know, because we're like I said, we are the dopest writers in the world. Shorty Rock, don't you know there's not a lot of people that can do what you do?
No,
There's not a lot of people that can do what you do. A lot of people envy poets because we write our own material. You know how many artists out there that don't write their own music? It
I
is
thought
it.
I thought
Look,
most did write their own material.
no, a lot of artists do not write their own material. They have a
Oh,
lot of these artists have ghostwriters. You know how many songs are well we just seen it a couple days ago. R. Kelly came out with a song when he was locked up, but he was talking about Chris Brown, how he wrote all the Chris Brown hits.
wow.
Mm. He's talking about where's his residuals at.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been too busy writing poetry. I don't watch the news. I ain't
Yeah.
heard none of that.
Mm-hmm. It's a song that R. Kelly made while he was locked up. And it was like Chris Brown was my residuals. I wrote all your hits for you. I made
Wow.
you millions. I'm like, woo, that's different. That's different. So, that's why I'm saying like we are the best writers in the world because, we write our own material. This stuff is coming from us. This is the essence of our soul, our with sweat, blood, and tears.
Yes.
This is us, raw in rare form.
Yes, sir.
So when we out here giving our poetry, especially in Soul Rock, when you giving these people your poetry, you're giving them the best of you.
Mm-hmm.
You putting these stories, these metaphors, these movies together. And the thing is, you're inspiring people to write more because every time they hear you write, they're like, man, Shorty's on it. That's where everybody Shorty's on it. Shorty be writing. And with you being who you are and being the poet that you are, being so resilient, like you can go far. Most definitely, you are most definitely gonna go far.
Thank you.
So man, we it's getting close to that time, man. Look, if you want to exit us out with another poem and tell the people who you are, where you're from, and I appreciate you stepping on here for this short time and telling people who you are, and also shouting out Poetry Life League. Like, hey, it's up at the top. If it ain't Poetry Life League, then it ain't poetry.
Yes, I'm Shorty Rock. You can find me at Poet Shorty Rock on YouTube. And I'm going to give you my newest piece, Serenade. Baby mine, don't you cry. Baby mine, dry your eyes. Rest your head close to my heart, never to part. Baby, you're mine. Baby, will you allow me to be your yin to your yang, the moon to your sun, water to your fire, soft buxom breast to meet with your hard sculpted chest, swirling, twisting, contorting, conforming into each other, never breaking the gaze, unwavering control over me, seeking the radiant heat, emanating, oozing, seething from every pore, opening me to the ravenous appetite of your mouth. Your transgressions disappear into the folds of my legs, straddling your face, honing your mouth, drinking me in until there is a pulse in my womb, a direct connection to the rhythm of the pressure in your tongue. You touch me like you know me from an ancient love of another lifetime lost, only rediscovered by gravity hurtling stars together without hesitation. Drink from the river that teases at the dam that holds back the cream, awaiting to baptize you. Reverberations from vibrations of motions, intensifying and stimulating senses, contracting muscles, quaking and rupturing walls, mental foreplay, manipulation of your tongue, claiming every electrical impulse. Muscles flex with each and every breath you take. Infinitesimal tattoos left inside me, reminders of your touch, my essence, fattening the well that welcomes your tongue, searching me like a pen draws in a refill ready to unleash its load, spilling a calligraphy of scripture, praising on your knees. I'll make love to you like you want me to. Please consume me like I'm your favorite meal, pushing to me, push me to my limits, allowing me to be ever so naughty and nice for you. Oh, I eagerly await my turn to reciprocate every indulgence and sampling you from head to toe. Peace.
Fire, 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 fire. Shorty Rock, you impressive, man. Like you always bring different elements into your poetry, and your poetry is different dynamics in it. So I love your versatility, especially your range of you singing you putting that performance in it, and that's what a lot of poets or that separates a lot of poets is your performance, your delivery.
I'm learning
You
from the
know,
big kid.
look,
The big
but
kids are teaching me tricks.
look. But man, I appreciate you coming on here and giving the world a little bit about you and who you are, and also we just talk about poetry. But we're gonna be kicking it tomorrow, man. We having our show tomorrow, Saturday at 7 o'clock. It's just a poet perception, and we just gonna keep it a dollar and we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna talk about poetry. We're gonna spit some fire poetry, and and we're gonna let the world know we are here. We're done hiding in those shadows. We're not in the shadows no more. We out in the spotlight. So it's our time to shine. So Shorty Rock, are you ready to shine? Get your shine on, get your shine on. We finna get our shine on. So, again, appreciate you coming on here and tomorrow we gonna kick it, man. Shout out to you, Shorty Rock.
Thank you, thank you. Shout out to you.
All right, we out. And again, hey man, look, I appreciate y'all staying in tune. Watching True the Poet and Shorty Rock. We have more poets that's gonna be available for this. Hold on, let me take this down real quick. Let me go ahead and talk to y'all real quick. I want y'all to see everything. You know what I'm saying? So, we talking about the Poetry Life League. It's going down. You have 24 poets across the United States that going against each other once, and we're gonna have a good season. Y'all, it's gonna be aired. Everything gonna be fire. You're gonna see every single poet. We're gonna have different type of stuff going on, different events, and like, look, Poetry Life is the new wave. It's the movement. So, I want y'all to really embrace this, embrace these poets, solely that we're gonna show y'all that we are the best writers. I keep on telling y'all, we are the best writers in the world, and y'all finna find out. Man, this is Poetry Life. This TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't gotta quote it. Stay in tune tomorrow. And I wrote it. We out. But right before we get ready to leave, it's Poetry Life. Now we out.
Get the money with you or with your not. Get the fucking whip with it with the pot. Your corn, I invest up in the stock. Left everybody went straight up to the top.